Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Now, this lesson is going to be directed to the false hell doctrine. Okay, and this was a video uploaded by the elder Karatazaba from Detroit. And this is I.U.I.C. Fumbling the ball again, teaching some more wayward doctrines. And this just proves that their doctrine has all kind of holes in it. It's not just one or two things. It's many, many things they go off on. Okay, so I'm going to play this video here, and we'll listen to this Christian breakdown of Revelation, the 20th chapter.
Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
We're living in hell right now because our people don't want to follow God's commandments. This is hell. But a lot of our people get this situation confused with the lake of fire. Give me Revelations 20. Give me Revelation chapter 20, and I think it falls around verse like 14, 15-ish. Let me look at it with you. Yes. Give me verse 13. Watch this.
The book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead, which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead, which were in them, and they were judged, every man, according to their works.
So after all of this is said and done, after the judgment comes to America, you understand, when the books are open, everybody's going to be judged according to their works. Understand this. This is hell right now. Captivity is hell. But this is something else. Watch this.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
That's what a lot of people get confused. You understand that? That lake of fire, that's that eternal judgment and punishment. Right. That's forever. This hell is only for a dispensation of time.
No, you see that? So he's looking at the lake of fire as being what the Christians say the lake of fire is, somewhere underground where people are floating on a lake burning for all eternity. That's a Christian doctrine, bro. Okay? And that's not according to the scriptures. The lake of fire is speaking about when the nuclear missiles hit Babylon the Great, which is America. When we're going to be looking up from a bird's eye view, it's going to look like a lake burning with fire. So let's let's deal with this. This is Revelations 4 and 6. Okay, let's deal with Revelations 4 and 6, and then we're going to deal with Revelations 15 and 2. Now, you have to understand what the sea of glass is, okay? It says, this is Revelations 4 and 6. It says, and before the throne there was a, matter of fact, let's start at verse 5. It says, and out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High. And this is obviously the throne of the Most High. And before the throne there was a sea of glass. Okay, now you have to understand what the sea of glass is. The sea of glass is the firmament. Okay, outside of the firmament, you have something that's clear, like somewhat of a, if you want to call it like a force field, so to speak, that the Heavenly Father has around the earth. Okay, that is clear. Okay, but you can see that something's there, right? Like when they show you the earth, they show you like a light around the earth, but it's still clear. Okay, like unto crystal, because it shines like a crystal. Okay, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. Okay, so now we're just dealing with the fact of the sea of glass. Okay, now the sea of glass, like I told you, is the firmament. Okay, so now let's go to Revelations 15. Okay, this is Revelations 15, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass," right? The firmament mingled with fire. So now the firmament looks like it's mingled with fire. What's that? That's the elect being beamed up, caught up into the clouds with I.U.I.C, okay? And they're looking down, okay? They're looking down on the destruction. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image, right? Because the ones that are going to be delivered are those of the elect that did not take the mark. And just because you didn't take the mark doesn't necessarily make you of the elect either, because you're going to have Edomites that might not take it. Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, the elect of the nation of Israel will not take that mark. That's the point. Okay, it says, "And over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name." And that's another thing they get wrong. They don't know what the mark is. Okay, they don't know what the mark is. They say the mark is sin. That makes no sense. See, this is why it's important to take heed to the doctrine which you teach, because you'll be guilty if you don't divide the words of truth correctly, man. It says, "Stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High." So what does it mean they're standing on the sea? Meaning they're in the chariot. They're above the sea of glass. Okay, that's what it means. Hold on, give me a second here. Okay, so this doctrine that they're teaching is completely false, and the only reason these people listen to it or take heed to it is because they don't know. They're not studied, man. Okay, so this is 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 17. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 16. It says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout," because the scriptures say how he's going to cry like a travailing woman when he comes, man. He's going to let off a loud warrior scream, man. Okay? That's that anger. That's that indignation, man. It says, "With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first." Right? So what does that mean? The ones that died in Yahushua, they're gonna rise first. Okay? King Masha, Elder I.U.I.C, these great men that we hear about and learn about from the apostles. Okay, and other men that died in the Lord. Okay, it says, "Then we which are alive and remain," so the ones of us that are alive, and those brothers who got beheaded for not taking the mark as well, okay, they're gonna rise up too. And it says, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds." See, so they're gonna be up in the chariots before us, and then, well, Lord willing, we be of that number, and then whoever's on the earth, okay, whoever's on the earth of the elect will be caught up in the clouds, will get beamed up into the chariot, okay, which is described as a cloud here, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. So this is what's going to happen. The Lord is going to beam up the elect, okay, and the elect is going to be over America. They're going to be over Babylon the Great. You see? Let's get Revelations 18. Okay, this is Revelations 18. I'll start at verse 1. Why not? It says, "And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now, this is going into the desert creatures that are going to inhabit America once it's completely destroyed, along with those demonic spirits. And there's always spirits in the desert. That's why people see mirages. They hear voices. These things happen in the desert. Okay, and that's what's going to happen after it's destroyed, because Babylon the Great is America. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Okay, they've drunk of her philosophy, right? The feminism, the alphabetism. Okay, you see what I'm saying? The democracy. The freakism, any wickedness that the deletion of children, any wickedness that goes on in Babylon, they spread it throughout these other nations, and basically force them to take it on, or else what? They get demonized, okay, sanctioned, whatever. Okay, it says, and the kings of the earth, and the sanctions are not stopping the nations from buying and selling. Like these camps are teaching. It's not stopping the nations from buying and selling. It's restricting their sales. It's restricting things to a certain degree. It's not stopping anything. Okay? It's really restricting them from a Babylon the Great and their allies to a certain degree. Okay? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Who's that? That's coming out of the chariot. Come up out of her. Get out of Babylon the Great before it gets destroyed. Okay? That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven. Her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquity. So this is what's happening to the elect. The elect is going to be beamed up. Okay? So this is Psalms 91. And it says, only with thine, let's go up a bit. It says, let's deal with Psalms 95 and 91 and verse 5. It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day. What is that arrow speaking about? Those nuclear missiles, man. Okay, that's the arrows that are getting ready to be shot off at America. When you read 2nd Ezra, it speaks about the arrows being shot to the ends of the earth by a strong archer. There's no arrow that you can shoot from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, that's clearly speaking about the nuclear missiles. Okay. Now this is Salakia. It says nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Okay, right? 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. So it's only going to be with our eyes that we're going to see this. Okay, the ones of us that are of the elect, Lord willing, we be of that number. I say that hopefully. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's get Isaiah 26 and 20. All right. So this is what it's speaking about. When he's seeing the lake of fire, he's looking up. He's looking up from a bird's eye view and looking down at Babylon the Great and seeing the sea of glass, the firmament, as it were, mixed with fire, because that's the fire that's destroying Babylon the Great, man. Okay, this is Isaiah 6:26 and 20. 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. What chambers? The chambers in the chariots, man. Okay, we're gonna go up to them in them chariots, and then we're gonna hide ourselves in the chariots, right? Doesn't mean we're gonna be, oh no, no, we gotta hide because we're protected in the chariot. It just means to come in the chariot and chill and wait for the indignation to be overpassed. For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. So, hey man, it's gonna get real gruesome when those nuclear missiles hit. There's gonna be a whole lot of death. Okay. So and even before the nuclear missiles hit, there's gonna be a whole lot of death. This is what's coming. Okay. Now these guys, this is nothing, and they look like Christians. You know, they make sure they got the T-shirts on. You know what I mean? They got Christ on their shirt. You know, they want to make sure they speak eloquently. They read theatrically. Okay. There's a lot of lack of sincerity. Some of the men are sincere, but there's a lack of sincerity with these groups, man. Okay. Now, the scriptures speak about desiring the sincere milk of the word, and the word sincere means pure. Okay. These guys, see, the milk, if you knew the milk, that would prevent you from teaching this madness. The milk, it tells us that there's no such place where you burn forever. That's milk. So anyways, let's continue to see what this guy says.
You understand that? Read that verse again for him.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
That's the second death. After the 1,000-year reign with Christ, guess what? While that 1,000-year reign with the righteous in Christ is going on, those who live wickedly on this earth, they're going to be asleep. But after that 1,000-year reign is over, they're going to wake up. But they're going to wake up to the second death.
No.
Meaning why?
See,
because they were dead.
First of all, those ones that are going to awake out of the sleep is not speaking about what he's talking about. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me go to that. But also something else he said. What did he just say just now? He said two things that I want to tackle. Let's hear that again.
It's the second death.
That's the second
death.
death.
Now the second death. No. The second death is the nuclear destruction. Okay? The lake of fire, as it will. The first death was what? The first death was the flood. That was the first death. Okay? The first death was the flood, the great death that hit the earth. This is going to be the second great death that hit the earth, man. Okay? Let's go to let's hear the last part.
After the 1,000-year reign with Christ, guess what? While that 1,000-year reign with the righteous in Christ is going on, those who live wickedly on this earth, they're going to be asleep. But after that 1,000-year reign is over, they're going to wake up. But they're going to wake up to the second death. Right. Meaning why? Because they were dead while they live here, and when they wake up, they're going to be dead for the second time. Yeah. And they are going to get their judgment. Read verse 15.
Hold on. So hold on, man. So they're going to wake up and they're going to be dead so the Israelites are going to be dead for a second time. Well, the scriptures say that all Israel shall be saved. You see what I'm saying? This is Revelations 20:4. It says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. Excuse me, Salaki. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of I.U.I.C, and for the word of the Most High, and which have not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, which is the micro-C-hip, okay? And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Okay, so now when you deal with being in a dead state, right? The ones that were in a dead state, that also goes into these other nations. Okay, that also goes into these other nations. But it says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So the elect is going to reign with Yahushua 1,000 years. The ones that are especially the 144,000. Okay, they're going to reign with Yahushua. But the other Israelites are going to be in a rulership position as well. But they're not going to be part of the government. Okay, the government is going to be starting with Yahushua, King David, and then the rest of the whatchamacallit, the rest of the elect. Okay, the rest of the 144,000. Okay, let's do this. Okay, because we're gonna be having children in the kingdom. Okay, as soon as we get in the kingdom, we're gonna be laying down with women, man. We're gonna be having the scriptures speak about a small one shall be a large nation, man. Let's go here. Give me a second here. Okay, so that's dealing with those other nations. Hold on, let me see something here. And I'm gonna also get Isaiah the 14th chapter, but I just want to get this first. Isaiah, but you know what? I'm gonna get Isaiah 14, then I'm gonna get that. Okay, so this is Isaiah 14 verse, and I'll jump down to verse. Right. Let's deal with this. Let's start at verse 7. Matter of fact, verse 6. It says, "He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth." This is speaking about Esau, Edom. "The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us." Okay, it says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming." Okay, so in other words, when Esau's taken down, the people are going to rejoice. Okay, it says, "Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming." Right. In other words, Esau's going to be in the condition of hell. Okay. Although hell is the grave, it also represents parabolically a condition. "It stirreth up the dead for thee, and even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations." So what is it speaking of the nations as? It's speaking speaking of them as the dead. Okay, and they're gonna be in a dead state. Okay. Because while they're getting their punishment, man, they're going to be very low. They're going to be brought very low, and they're going to be punished as well. But after that punishment is over, they're going to have some breathing room. They're going to be able to do what they have to do and flourish in a righteous society. "All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?" Because you're going to be brought down. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Okay, so this is the state that Esau is going to be in. Now, when I jump down, Okay, let's go to verse 16. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners." Okay, so this is speaking about Esau, Edom. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, which is also known as the dead, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. When is that going to happen? Are they going to lie in glory right away? No. They're going to be put into captivity right away. And then later on, after that rule, okay, that time where we're ruling with I.U.I.C, okay, after a certain period of time, right, 1,000 years to be specific, they're going to be raised back up. They're going to be raised up, man. In the sense of they're going to have their own lands and be able to build and do what they got to do. Just follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? It says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch. But you're going to be done away with, man. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. And then it said what? Prepare slaughter for his iniquity, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. See, there's gonna be a time when we're gonna do away with you, bro. This is what we're trying to say. This is gonna be a time when there's not gonna be an Edomite left. Okay, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from them, from Babylon, the name and the remnant and the son and nephew, saith Yahweh. The Lord is going to do away with you. Let's get Obadiah. So when did this happen, vocab? No, according to this is going to happen in the kingdom. So let's get Obadiah 1:18. Because Esau hasn't been brought down. In order for him to have been brought down brought down to the ground, guess what? He would have to have been ruling. When was Esau ruling? And if you say the Greeks and the Romans, well, you guys look just like Greeks and Romans. So that's your people, man. So stop the top your knives. This is Obadiah. Matter of fact, let's read Obadiah 1:10 and then we'll read that. This is Obadiah 1:10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay, that's Esau, Edom. Now you jump down there, it says, verse 18, it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And now Esau, Edom has not, this has not happened because the kingdom of Judah, which represents Jacob, and the kingdom and Joseph, which represents the kingdom of Israel, the northern kingdom, was not together in the time that vocab is saying that Esau could have been done away with. No. In the time of the Greek captivity, the Israelites, the northern kingdom was on this side of the earth before you devils came over here. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. Okay, although there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau, guess what? Those other nations are still going to be here, all of them, in their own land. Okay, after that time of punishment, because there got to be a time of cutoff for the punishment. The Lord's not just going to have them constantly being punished forever. Just like we know the Lord is not going to have anyone burning in some place forever. The Lord is a merciful power. How can he be called a merciful power and have somebody burning forever somewhere? Is that mercy? You know what I'm saying? Which the scriptures even speak about. Speak about 1,000 years being as a drop in the sea compared to eternity. So he's going to make you come through a certain amount of lifetimes, right? Let's say you came back 50 times. You're going to come back 50 times on the earth and live your life out for X amount of years. I don't know, whatever. And then he's going to make you burn for eternity. Yo, you're crazy, man. It says, and you got to think, man. It says, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. And it says, and they of the south, which is Judah, shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. So there we go. We're going to take over that land, man. That land is not going to belong to you any longer. And that's a very important part of that's a very important land to have too, because that's where the King's Highway is, which the Elder Ariel always goes into that. That's where I got that from, listening to those brothers, and that's heavy, you know, which is a very important route for trade, you know. So anyways, now let's go back to, what was that? Is that Revelation 15? No, Revelation 20, was I not? Give me a second. Let me see where is Revelation 20 at here. Okay, there we go. Revelations 20, it says, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. Meaning what? The second death, meaning we're not going to taste of we were not going to taste of the nuclear fire that had no power over the elect. But they shall be priests of the Most High and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Okay, and what was I looking up? Oh yeah, I want to see resurrection. This word resurrection here. Word resurrection, it says a raising up, rising. Okay, a rising from the dead, that of Hamashiach, that of all men at the end of this present age. No. The rising up is for the elect. Okay, the resurrection of certain ones' history who were restored to life, right? Which we're going to be restored to life. Right now we're in a dead state, but the Lord is going to restore us to life and give us rulership. You know, as the elder Apostle Gobar always says, we're not really living. Okay, we're not really living in this place, man. Anastasis. All right, so this breakdown these guys have is without understanding. You know, is without understanding. They just, a lot of these caps, they just think because a word, there's the same word in a particular verse, that they can tie it to another verse because it has the same word in it. That's why the who was it? Was it the Wi-Fi? Yeah, they said they pulled out the scripture. Much learning hath made thee mad. Well, hold on, that's not even a wise saying. That's not Proverbs. That was from a scoffer, an Edomite scoffer. You know what I'm saying? See, but these guys don't know. They just think because they keep pulling out 100 precepts that makes them have understanding. You're pulling out those precepts without understanding. Anyways, what was I gonna get? There's something else I was thinking of getting to. Right, I wanted to deal with the fact of the hell, the word hell. Let's deal with the word hell. Now, the word hell is nothing more than the grave, ultimately. But when it's described, it's also described as a condition, you know, symbolically. Let's get Genesis 37 and 20, right? Because this is speaking about what they're about to do to Joseph, man. It says, Genesis 37 and 20, come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit, right? And we will say some evil beast had devoured him. And we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, let us not kill him, because Reuben was the firstborn. But and Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father. Okay, and now when you go to the word pit, it's going to be shawa'al. Hold on here. Hold on, what the? Okay, I must have clicked on the wrong one, Salakia. I don't even see the word pit. Hold on. Okay. Okay, here it is. Oh no, it's not the word Sha'ol here. Okay, this is a different word. This is Salakia. This is Bawara. This is a different one, Salakia. So it must be the other one then. It must be the other one. Let's see something here. Oh, really? Okay, Salakia. I thought I'm pretty sure the word pit was in there too, man. I'm pretty sure the word. Hold on, let me see something, man. Remember I looked this up not too long ago. I looked this up like maybe a couple months ago. I did some type of lesson on it. I don't know if it was class we were doing, but I looked up the word pit. Let's look up this word wara. Let's look this up. Okay, bawara, a bawar. It says pit, cistern, dungeon, well, dungeon. Okay, fountain. Okay, could have been like a well or something of that nature. Okay. I mean, it could be tied to a well. That's what I mean. It could be tied to a well, but it's also tied to being a pit, as in the same thing as Shawa'al. Okay. Okay, Salakia. Okay, hold on. Which I know there's other examples of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my point. Okay, we're just gonna scratch that, man. I'm gonna make my point. I'm gonna come into hell. All right, the word hell should be Shawa'al. Okay. Yeah, Shawa'al. This one is here is Shawa'al. Okay. Now let's click on it. Let's just click on it. Okay. Let's see where this word Shawa'al comes. Okay. It says Sheol, underworld. Come on, man. You see, they're sensationalizing it. Grave. This is all it is. The grave or a pit. That's all it is. Grave or a pit. So now I'm gonna come to in Salakia for that. I thought I made a mistake with that. I thought I could have sworn, and I'm sure it's somewhere. It's probably somewhere in there though. Look at this. Okay, it says number 16 and 30. It says, "But if Yahweh make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain." This is speaking about Dayton, Korah, and Abiram, unto them, and they go down quick into the pit. Okay, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. So they use the word pit instead of hell, but it's the same word. See, Shawa'al. Okay, and what else we got here? See, you got the word hell here, but then you have here what? It says, "The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up." So hell is also known as the grave. This is the point I'm trying to make. This is the point I'm making here. Okay? So that's it, man. That's it, man. You see? Oh, see here it says the sorrows of hell. This is 2 Samuel 22:6. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. So what's the sorrows of hell? That's a condition. That's a condition. Okay? So, anyways, and it even speaks about how Yahushai went down into hell. So you're telling me Yahushai was burning for 3 days? And then the Lord took him up? No. Okay? See, this is why you have to get understanding of the book, because if you misinterpret one part, it throws off everything, man. That's why the Christians could get in there and cut you in certain instances. All right? These other camps, because their doctrine is not sealed tight. But anyways, let's play this.
Verse 15, "And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Cast where?
Into the lake of fire.
So don't get that confused, brother. The lake of fire ain't come yet. It's coming. You understand what I'm saying, right? What we're reading out of the Bible. This is what you got to understand, bro. You don't want to be dead twice. It's pointless, bro.
And I broke that down. I broke that down clearly through the spirit and power of I.U.I.C of how we're going to be above the earth and we're going to be looking down through the sea of glass, which is going to look like it's mingled with fire, which is America being burnt up. We're going to be within those chambers, which are the chariots, and we're going to be looking down at the destruction. Those of us that are of the elect. That's the breakdown. See, but he doesn't know any better, so that's deep. Because, see, when you don't know the scriptures, it sounds deep. That's that strange woman seducing you.
We already on the bottom right now. Why not suck it up, do what we got to do so we can reign with the Most High in Christ? But if
and another thing, another thing, his name is not Christ, man. Who the hell is Christ? His name is I.U.I.C, Hamashiach, Christ. When you think about Christ, they think about the church. And that's why you have the vibration of the church, because you're worshiping the same God. Okay? You calling upon the same name. That's why you have the vibration of a church organization, man.
And you're going to be dead in the kingdom to come. You ain't going to see the kingdom because you're going to be burning in the lake of fire. You ain't going to see the kingdom because you're going to be burning in the lake of fire. You ain't going to see the kingdom because you're going to be burning in the lake of fire.
The scripture says all Israel shall be saved. All Israel means all Israel shall be saved, man. And we're going to have children. So who are our children going to be? They're going to be new spirits the Lord is going to create. The Lord is going to create some new Israelite spirits, right? To be our children. You see? So these guys don't got it, man. These guys don't got it. So anyways, so I mean, that's pretty much it. And I think did I go into Capernaum, which it said Capernaum is going to go down into hell, which was a city. And it didn't mean they're going to go down somewhere and burn forever. But anyways, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. We'll say shalom.